my attempt to keep my little area clean here. I didn't pick up the cigarette butts off the ground because Eric, of all people, taught me how rude it is to leave your cigarette butts laying around. So I even go out to the cul-de-sac and pick up the cigarette butts. That's how nice I am. And, I got to try to keep my house clean from Colton's constant, relentless attempt to make me look like I can't take care of myself while being his mortgage-paying maid. And of course, this is where Eric gets his information, and yeah, I provided evidence, and I can provide more, showing that they've been in constant contact, and he has spent the night at Eric's house on numerous occasions. And how come he can't supervise visits? And not only that, but how come he's causing my life constant grief? We've got, like I said, okay, I think he finally clarified she's not a nurse. She's a medical assistant, so 12-month program. She's the next milkshake baby. They're over here. And then Colton tells his friends, oh, when a girl wants you to hold her, that's clingy. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but you and Pauline hold each other. And he's like, I know, but every time we do that, it leads to sex. And I'm like, yeah, right. You're my 25-year-old son to not just say that to me. For one, I'm not buying it. Good luck, buddy. How does he sell his friends on this crap? I do not know. But I'm going to nip this crap in the bud now. He sells each one of his new girlfriends as better than me and tries these milkshake babies. I have no idea what this child thinks he's freaking doing, but he is the one out of control. Anyway, my point here, Colton has his tells his friends, right, that it's clinging, and he hates holding his girlfriend because it leads to sex. Well, if that's the case, he's going way out of his way to make my house his little clingy love nest, because he sets up tents on the side of my house. He has every blanket. It's cold outside right now. Living in a Jeep is not ideal. And I'm sorry, but this woman walked into my house almost on a daily basis, saw me bawling my eyes out for my kids, knew she was in contact with my children, and proceeded to go to my son's bedroom and sleep with him, lying to her own boyfriend, acting like nothing was going on. I'm sorry, but that to me is out of control. That to me is being a sinner. I get this scarlet letter freaking thing hanging around me. I was faithful for 18 years. When we were separated once, after we'd been separated for over a month, I met somebody at a bar and did something. It was not sex. I did not have sex with that man, okay? Type of thing. Nobody had been inside me for 18 years, and it was traumatic for me to move on from that. Now I'm accused of being some kind of hoe and a slut. And I'm sorry, but this is who he brings to my house, are the slows and sluts. I'm not the hoe. I'm not the slut. I sit here still. I'm absolutely amazed at what he has talked his friends into being. He has turned them into heartless monsters, while he, on the other hand, is Mr. Suave, right? He's letting his girlfriend sleep with all his friends, and he's just like he's so determined to hold her that leads to that bad sex stuff, that he's willing to look at my garage. I know I've been posting pictures. How long I've been trying to clean this freaking garage, and I look at it because he wants his little love nest in here, and he's pissed off at me because I won't just sit back and be his mortgage-paying maid. I won't fall apart, and it's ridiculous. These are who the people I have constantly attacking me. Kaylee Kennedy ended up leaving her kids standing outside after school in the freezing cold with no coats because she was off at the gallery or something. I have never forgotten my kids on the way home from school, ever. I was even thinking the other day how Nathan, right, his bus stop's down there at that road. He missed his bus stop one day because he was asleep on the bus. And Eric, I got my shoes on before Eric and was down at the end of that road before that bus could get back here from the other bus stop. And cutely, as much as my son hates me, that one day when he fell asleep on the bus and missed his stop, he was crying on the bus because he thought he'd never see home again. That's how much he hated it, right? He wasn't on the bus going, yes, I moved to this my spot. Stop, that means no more mom and dad. He was crying because he thought he'd never see home again. You people don't understand. You've kept children from me that I adored, that adored me, that they were 11 and 13 years old. You basically killed my children for his perversions. He says he don't want me. He said it was over as soon as I slept with somebody else. It was all lies. I realized fidelity was my thing, not his. Uh, he told me that too, that it was over. So I finally got up the courage. In fact, it was a message from him because I was sitting here crying and I couldn't do it, that he said, don't think about it, just do it. So that's what I did. And then I told him, and his immediate response was, when can I see you? When I tried to see multiple people so that I could keep him in the loop and I could still see my kids that way. But I hate his guts and I cannot be around him. And I realized that. And see, I'm being punished for whatever happens between everybody at the end of a relationship. Only they don't get recorded and called crazy. I know my son and his girl are getting ready to split up and they're having some raunchy fights right now. I suggest he records her and sets her up as being crazy right now to get custody of his kid, right? Not only custody, he can erase her from his daughter's memory because she's only 2, right? So who cares? That's ridiculous. That's what happens when everybody breaks up. Okay, so I was seeing him and 2 other people. That was no problem for him. He'd asked to bring 6 condoms, possessively grab my butt in front of women. All that was no problem. He was taking me to the lake. We were going to the fair. We went to swap meets. All that was perfectly fine. It wasn't until I met somebody in October that I wanted to try to have an exclusive relationship with, and it told him that I was then told, I'd call him, ask him, when can I see the kids? Ignored. What do I do? What do the courts advise me to do? I don't know what to do. So I try to get my kids, and he throws a restraining order at me. And I wait on this restraining order, and I wait for him to grow the hell up. And a month after school is out for the summer, nothing. My sister, Angelin, Bradley, and Rucker, those are supposed to be public records. Why are their divorces no longer public? I'm wondering, is it because she's a stalker? I don't know. I'm confused about that. Her divorce with Eric comes up on public record search, but Bradley and Rucker are nowhere around. It was her divorce from Bradley that she became obsessed with her stepdaughter, Amber, became obsessed with having a daughter in general, which is why she ended up with Bruce, who had a daughter. And when my mom died, she was at my mom's trailer saying, look what my mom did for me. When we were like, Mom died, she didn't do nothing for you. And she won't talk to me because I will dispel her myths. I will tell her, you're not me, crazy biatch. You're not my kid's mother. You have no right to be in their lives. You have no right to be the one comforting them when they need comfort. And Eric has no right to put her in my place. And the courts should be backing me, not him. This is ridiculous. My abuser is being backed by the police department. He tried to kill me, and I was told to go to my room by an armed officer. Are you kidding me? But if I died, they'd spare no expense. I hear about bones at the border where they spare no freaking expense to find their family members. There are people trying to sneak over the border. We're supposedly their major enemy, anyway, trying to sneak over the Mexican border. But yet, we won't sign a guardian ad litem for our children. We won't investigate poisonings. I said he came back from that guy's house saying we need to move to Canada. He finally lost it. Somebody was going to tell on him. He killed them, and he flipped out. And now he's lost it even more. And my God, why won't anybody help me?